these kids are going to be deprived of community, friendship, and learning opportunities out of cruelty.
It absolutely is a win.
It's the latest development in a heated national debate.
What did he say? They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose something. They're not losing anything. They're just going to the right sport you're supposed to be in. If
They're
you're supposed to
going
be in
where
the
they
male
belong.
sports, you're gonna be in the male sports.
That's it.
If you're supposed to be in the female sports, you're gonna be in the female sports. The way it always should have been.
Yeah, and if they have those opportunities, then they deserve them.
Yeah.
Deprived of community, friendship, and learning opportunities out of cruelty.
How learn?
It absolutely is a win.
It's the latest development
Absolutely
in a
is a
heated
win.
national debate around transgender athletes in women's sports.
We will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
It's a
Absolutely.
damn shame you got to say that.
Yeah, it's a shame you have to say that, and you have to say it just like that.
Women's sports is just gonna be for women. Like,
Yeah, as it should be.
as it should be. Shout out Trump for signing this and getting this done. We were just talking about another video how we seen a male boxer versus female boxer. One hit, she quit. She couldn't keep doing it.
Yeah, it was bad
We seen the
business.
male racers, track runners smoking the female track runners.
Yeah,
It wasn't even competition.
it's not right. It's not fair, and this is a good move.
How can you do that as a guy and then be like,
Be like, yeah, I won. I worked so hard. Like, nah, bro.
come over there with the guys, you would have got smoked.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now on, women's sports will be only for women.
Facts.
President Donald Trump following through on a campaign promise, signing an executive order titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, which he said
You got to just keep saying that. You just keep hearing that over and over and over again, that Trump is sticking with his campaign promises. You don't
Absolutely.
even hear that in politics no more. They just promises that never come to fruition. Everything he's saying, he's doing
He's
it.
doing it.
And he's doing
he's
it at
acting
warp
on it.
speed.
Yeah, he is.
He's not dragging his feet. He's getting it done in the first 2-3 weeks, which is crazy.
promise, signing an executive order titled Keeping Men Out of
They keep
Women's
saying he don't
Sports,
sleep.
which he says
much
will be
done.
enforced
Like, yo, he
immediately.
don't sleep.
Joining the president, women and girls of all ages, like 12-time All-American pro swimmer Riley Gaines,
Okay.
who's been waiting for this day for years, speaking to Nightline in 2022.
Not only were women kind of put in this position where we have biological males competing against us, we were put on the back burner for biological males.
If
Yeah.
one girl is not
That's crazy. The female was getting put on the back burner from males in a female sport.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
makes
it
no
doesn't make
sense.
any sense.
off of a team
And
because
she's
a male
and she's performing at the
highest
highest level
level.
possible.
So if she's feeling it at the highest level, how do you think the people at the lower level are
Exactly.
feeling it? Because it'd be a totem pole. The better
Yeah.
you are, the better you get treated.
Yeah.
And if this is the way she felt like she get treated, I feel sorry for the other ones.
Biological males.
if one girl is knocked off of a team because a male competed on that team, one girl is knocked off of a podium, that is one too many.
Yeah.
This is a huge development. It's a big cultural issue. It's divided the country.
Under the new order, schools that don't comply risk having their funding cut.
Good.
Also, a maximum use of federal power, using the power of the purse to tell them how they should run their sports.
Advocates celebrating the move, arguing that allowing trans athletes to compete could give an unfair advantage.
In many ways,
There is no cut to it. It's just in sports. Guys are just better at it. We're built for it. You can't do nothing about
the way you
DNA.
design, yeah.
Yeah, the way that
Your
you're
genetics.
designed, your genetics, you're stronger, you're faster, just naturally.
Even the way your hips are designed, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, as opposed to women, like
Yeah.
there are so many factors
Yeah,
that just go into this that just make it not fair.
and make it at a big disadvantage.
Yeah, and there are women athletes that will run circles around even me myself.
Yeah.
But the when you add it up, it's less likely
Yeah.
that will happen.
Especially when someone's been training in that same field as you.
Yeah.
Like they'll smoke you because you haven't been training or doing
Exactly.
nothing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if a guy's been training the
The
same,
training the same- exactly. It changes everything.
it won't happen.
It won't happen.
Allowing trans athletes to compete could give an unfair advantage.
in many ways, it's President Trump finishing what he started in his first term to again ensure fairness, safety, and privacy for women and girls.
That's what it's all
But
about.
trans
Yeah.
advocates say it's discrimination and a violation of
not.
human rights.
Yeah.
We first sat down
Wow.
with Leah Thomas in 2022 when she came out as trans as a UPenn swimmer and found herself at the center of this fiery debate.
What has the reaction been in the trans community? Explain that a bit.
This executive order is among other executive orders and other legislative moves to further police bodies and police who is woman.
Police bodies. You were just happy you was winning.
Yeah, that's all that come down to. We just be real about it. This person was happy because they were taking advantage of the situation.
On that side, they're considered great.
Yeah.
On
On
this
the other
side,
side,
they're
it's
average.
Average. And that's all this comes down to.
Police bodies and police who is woman enough to fit into that category and be allowed to compete.
Thomas won an NCAA title.
It's not woman enough. When the doctor smacked you on your ass when you came out.
Yeah.
What did you say you were?
In the purest form. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And that's how you establish where you participate.
It's that simple.
Title that year in the 500-yard freestyle. Her success is quite rare. According to the NCAA president, out of 510,000 NCAA athletes, fewer than 10 are known to be trans. And yet her victory ignited a heated debate in women's sports.
You set the record. In many ways, do you fear that your success in some part...
A man going up to the women's setting records.
Setting records. Yeah. To not be broken. Good luck.
And that's why you're complaining. And then setting no records on the mid side.
Not even close.
It's crazy.
Not even close.
triggered some of this backlash that we're seeing now?
It was hard not to sort of place a little bit of blame on myself that it's not because of me, it's because Republicans in positions of power are trying to control and limit our autonomy and how we can live our lives. And if it wasn't me, it would have been the next trans woman.
On the one hand,
That's not what's going on. They're just trying to make it fair.
Yeah, that's it.
Make it fair. You're at an unfair advantage. And if you don't know that, then something is wrong with you. You should know that you're at an unfair
Yeah, you got an unfair advantage.
You have to
You got
ask
an edge.
when you was on the guy's side, was you breaking records? Why are you doing it on this side? Because it's an unfair advantage.
trans athletes and the people who support them say, look, this is who they are. And they would like to compete in the athletics that they love. On the other side of people are saying it's just unfair. Even some people who support equality and equal opportunity and a flourishing life in our society for trans people feel this is a step too far.
Yeah.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 69% of Americans believe transgender athletes should only be allowed to compete on teams that conform with their gender assigned at birth.
Yes.
We're talking about 12-year-olds who have lived their whole lives as who they are and are being asked to then play on a different gendered team.
Skylar Baylor made history as the first openly trans male athlete to compete in NCAA Division I sports, swimming for Harvard in 2015.
Skylar, what comfort do you give to those who are feeling like this is a real turnaround, a setback for trans rights and the trans community?
I think this is something that's critical, and to validate those emotions while also reminding that we are absolutely capable of moving through this.
Bodies come in all shapes and sizes. There's no one single determinative factor in athletic performance. It's just too complicated to narrow down to one thing.
So what Trump...
It's really not.
It's not.
It's not complicated at all. He's making it seem like it's rocket science.
It's not rocket science. It's not.
It's not even close to being rocket science.
Where you classify it as.
Exactly.
And that's where you compete.
Exactly.
In athletic performance, it's just too complicated to narrow down to one thing.
No, it's
So
not.
what Trump is doing typically is sort of seizing the hottest issue and going at it with maximal force.
It's the latest move following a flurry of anti-trans executive orders.
We've gotten the woke lunacy out of our military. And now we're very importantly getting it out of women's sports. That's taking place very
Time to
strongly.
clean it up. Time to clean it up.
He signed an executive order saying that the United States government only recognizes two sexes, male and female, for all purposes. He also banned gender-affirming care for people under the age of 19. And now the ban on transgender athletes in school sports across the country. This is a major initiative of the earliest days of the Trump administration.
And this is why people voted for Trump. They wanted to see stuff like this go on. They wanted to see that being done with, especially if you got kids and all the stuff that was going on and being pushed by the Democrats on the kids. Like they could have sex changes at school at earliest third grade without the parent knowing nothing about it. They were setting up stations in the schools where the kids would come change their clothes while they're at school and then change their clothes back before they come home, and all this stuff is going on and you're not knowing nothing about it. You're paying property taxes and you have no idea what is going on in that building. Parents was not with it. That even made a lot of people that was Democrats switch to Republicans because they could not get behind this. On no way, on no levels.
The NCAA now pledging to follow Trump's EO, saying in part, President Trump's order provides a clear national standard. The NCAA Board of Governors is reviewing the executive order and will take necessary steps to align NCAA policy in the coming days. In the wake of Trump's executive order, Lambda Legal, a firm that advocates for transgender and non-binary rights, saying in a statement, there seems no bottom to which this administration will not go to hurt and exclude transgender people, especially transgender children and youth. As for Thomas,
this is not to hurt the transgender community. It's to make it fair for the people that's in the sports. And like the lady was saying earlier, when you put a guy in a female sport, you're now excluding a girl that should have been there.
That should have been there.
It's not there because you're taking her spot. And sooner or later, they're going to notice that the transgenders are way faster than other girls, and they're going to keep replacing them more and more because you want the fastest people. And this is a cheat code. More people are going to try to use this cheat code all throughout schools because at the end of the day, they're trying to win.
The women out of women's sports.
There's no way around that. So without this going on, like you said, it would have came to the day where there would have been no woman in women's sports at all. And that one makes sense at all. Definitely keep an eye on this. Before we get out this video, if you didn't like, subscribe, leave a comment, make sure you do that. Until our next video, it's Tremaine Jones.
And it's Lamar Wilson.
And we out.